There. I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? There. Okay. Well, happy Friday, Curvies. Got my coffee. I'm sitting down here replenishing birthday balloons. My youngest son turned 12 yesterday. And he loves the balloons. And we did a lot of them yesterday, but I was like, oh. He's like, Mom, yesterday it was so many, and now there aren't a lot. And I was like, okay. So I was like, let me continue his birthday thrill. So I was going to sit here and blow up some more balloons. I don't know if anybody's... Oh, nobody, huh? Wow. Not on the algorithm. Nothing, huh? Where's my other phone? You know, you wouldn't have bit my son if you didn't have your balls. That's for surely. It doesn't.
You gotta always say it doesn't matter. It's my words don't matter.
No. I'm saying a dog is not.
Matter if you would stop.
I'm live. I'm live.
You should have said that before you.
I'm live, Dad. It's okay. It's okay. Husband's right. If the boy wasn't always messing with the dog, then maybe the dog wouldn't have been messing with the boy. Who knows? The chicken or the egg came first. Everybody knows the chicken had to have the egg, huh, Dad? Okay, so like I said, I'm over here blowing up more balloons. For Party Central. But I don't know, I just wanted to come live because I'm gonna be out all day. We're about to leave at 9, couple hours. Okay, so let's see. We could talk about a lot of different things. Erica, Pat the Puss Jane. Remember she had made that comment at the reunion for Beverly Hills? And they were like, oh, Erica, who are you wearing? And she's like, oh, some random designer. And I started thinking, oh, well, is it a leftover from Marco Marco? Remember the people that were making all the freaking costumes for Erica Jane? And then she was like, oh, just charge it. We don't need any invoices. And then they did. And then she reported that they had like done some kind of fraud on her American Express. And then after she reported the fraud on her American Express, she sent the FBI after the people who used to make all of her costumes, and then had them hemmed up for like a year. And then all the charges mysteriously dropped. And now those designers are suing Erica in separate actions. And so like she has like a $300,000 lawsuit. That's interesting, Erica, if we could talk about it. But Erica Jane's not going to let us talk about nothing. She wants all the smoke and mirrors. Like Garcelle said, I'm not interesting because I didn't marry an old man that rolled down a hill and I don't have criminal activity. I guess not. Not when you're messing with the colonizers. They only respect other colonizer behavior, you know. If you're a liar and a cheat and a thief, then they're like, oh my God, you're so interesting. Can you come over here? We want you to all of our barbecues. Oh my God, you're so interesting. But if you have an IMBD, then they're like, oh my God, you're so boring. You've only been in 50 movies. You've only produced 28 movies. You've only directed 5 movies. You've only got to smooch on all the prettiest leading men of our time, but you're not interesting because you don't have any criminal activity and you and your ex-husband found a way to co-parent and raise two beautiful children. You're not interesting at all. I was like, how, the gall of that aged mayonnaise saying that Garcelle Bouvet is not interesting. Aged mayonnaise is rotten, bitch. How about that? That's not interesting. That's just rotten. I'm not sure why she gets to talk into a microphone. But anyway, the real Andy of Beverly Hills this morning had posted some receipts about the designer incident for this dress on the reunion with Erica Jane. And they are tearing in Erica Jane because everybody knows that bitch didn't even probably pay for that dress. Erica Jane didn't even pay for that dress. Everybody knows you don't be paying for those dresses. So she might have got the dress for free. And then she's like, oh, I don't know who the designer is. That was your one job, was to market the free dress that you get to wear because you're broke in a rental in a bungalow. And your Groupon tickets for your show in Vegas were selling for $7. You're not rich. You're not rich. You're on borrowed time. You're the kind of rich that the people like, the borrowed rich. But hard-earned, safe, self-made rich like Garcelle Bouvet, oh, that's a problem. Oh, just your little house that you own on the beach. Whatever. Whatever. I was just kind of high-key triggered about that. Blowing up another balloon. Oh, look, is that Mademoiselle is in the house? Hey, thanks for coming through, Mademoiselle. Happy Friday. I can't really see your comment because I have my phone on this thing because I'm still in my nightgown. The one that's in the link for that video. I need to link that everywhere. I need to go back to that video and put that in the permanent description so that my storefront is always in the description. Yeah. So many things to do. So, you know, another reason why I feel like the things on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills were kind of, you could tell it was a plot. Because if these people really had all those problems with Garcelle all season, Garcelle would have been in first chair, not at the end of the couch. If all those people had issues with Garcelle all season, it would have played out on our screens, and Garcelle wouldn't have been at the end of the couch. Okay? Sutton got second chair, and she's not even in the hot seat yet. Okay? It's seeming like it's going to be 3 or however, I don't know how many episodes this reunion is, but it's seeming like it's going to be all Garcelle driven. If Garcelle ends up leaving in a not so good place, as Andy put it, I don't know if Sutton's ever going to get her turn on the Real Housewives of the Faux Five. Because like Patrick McDonald said, that's who's running stuff. There's people pushing narratives on here. And they don't let people feel what they feel. He used very specific words, talking about how they tried to force the people to do certain things that they weren't feeling. And then Garcelle, when she left after the first half of the reunion, for the lunch break, remember she's on her way to the room. As soon as she gets out, she was already talking about fuck this. Remember I told you, Garcelle has the fuck it's, you guys. Garcelle has the fuck it's. She was like, fuck this. And can I go home? And then she's like, I can't feel. They don't want me to feel the way I feel. I mean, how else am I supposed to explain it? And let me just say that I can put everything to racism. I swear I can. I can put everything to racism. Why are all the other women on the stage allowed to have their feelings and you need to know how I feel and da-da-da-da-da? But when Garcelle has bona fide feelings, they've always shut her down, tried to redirect her, tried to control her, point of emotion. You know, whenever she's emoting, it's a problem. If she's talking about her experience, they all chime in and try to unsay what she just said. What the fuck was her experience? Oh, she's like, I've always been different in these groups. Oh, you're not different. I just said I've always been different. Who the fuck are you to tell me that I haven't always been different in the rooms I've always been different in? It's so bizarre. We let people like walk around and tell you that they're a purple motherfucking hat, but Garcelle Bouvet can't tell you how she's feeling? That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. And then who are you to tell me how I can feel anyway? You don't have to like it, but you don't get to try to make me unfeel it. Minimize it. You don't have to validate it, but you don't get to minimize my feelings, Dorito. I'm telling you that I feel like your husband or somebody in your camp, well, no, she didn't say her husband very specifically. I'm saying Garcelle said that she felt like somebody knew, and Hollow Collarbones was like, you intimated that it was my husband and he's a psychopath. Look, bitch, if you're thinking all those thoughts from the 3 words that I said, that's your whole own problem. You need to go get a psychiatrist about that shit, because I'm not your sounding board. I am not the one for you to sit up here and try to get it together to make your mind fit around my feeling about who's involved with your fake robbery, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not be sweary and stuff like that. Got my Cafe Bustelo this morning. I sure miss my daddy, you guys. Ooh, sure miss my daddy. I'm sitting here like, so this Buddha that's right here, he's kind of like next, this is my my ancestor area. So I have Buddha here, and then I have my aunt's ashes over there, and then I have my dad's ashes over there. And then I have like, just, you know, just stuff here. So this is my ancestor area. So yeah, what are you guys thinking? Like, do you think that it was okay for them to, like, they're literally sitting there yelling at Garcelle about her feelings. Literally. And this isn't the first time that they've done it. Not the first time. She's had 5 years of colonizers telling her what the fuck to feel. And colonizers don't feel anything, so they're not the right people to tell anybody what to feel. Because if you can be a whole colonizer, then I think your feelings are null and void. Because you move in on other people's shit and pretend like you just did some shit. Anyway, and then Bozo. Bozo the clown. I don't like clowns, so she can stay Bozo the clown. Because I really like the Conchita lady that had the fruit salad on her head when I was growing up. And the Conchita lady, and she would wear like a very colorful like outfit with the ruffles around the bottom. And she would have on like this halter top with spaghetti strings. And then she would put on like, her hair would be up and it would be curly. And she would have like a fruit basket on her head. Remember that lady, Conchita? That's what bows look like, you guys. And I'm black, and I know that that was full-on African garb that she had designed with special symbols and sigils all throughout her dress. But the sigils didn't say, I'm not a bozo. And she's a bozo. And I don't know how these freaking ladies in Hollywood, in Beverly Hills, the land of smoke and mirrors, is acting like a corporate bitch is better than freaking Garcelle Bouvet. So corporate America is better than Garcelle Bouvet? Really? Whatever. 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 What real contribution is that? Capitalism? At least Garcelle was contributing art and culture. And Bozo, I did not like Bozo. I do not like it, Sam I Am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like Bozo in her dress. I do not like Bozo. She's a mess. I'm not sure why she decided to come for Garcelle like that and then pretend that she wants to play nice with the only other black person on the stage. That was all fake. She came, Bozo is the exact same black character on this set as Ramona's little friend on Real Housewives of New York. Ebony K. Williams came in on Real Housewives of New York. She was very down to earth, very grounded, very, you know, about her her thoughts, and she had her whole own POV. And then remember, Ramona all of a sudden got one black friend. We had never seen Ramona even have a black friend at any of those parties she would ever have. And then one black friend she gets. And it was all to go against Ebony. Remember that? To show that there's not just one kind of black person. Is that why you get white people on the show? Is to show that there's more than one way to get white? Or is that only for the, I'm doing air quotes, minorities, because there's way more brown people in the world than these people. And that's what their problem is. Genetic annihilation is Genetic annihilation is upon them, okay? It's upon them. Genetic annihilation is upon them. They mad is upon them. Yes. They call themselves trying to whitewash stuff, and the only thing that happens is it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker. Because melanin wins, babe. Melanin wins. Anyway, I'm kind of ranting. Happy Friday. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Go ahead and ring my bell so you can get notified when I upload videos. We're just having a happy Friday conversation. It's all over the place over here. And I hope you're all over the place over there, because that's what takes to be in this world, all over the place. Because, yeah, let's go all over the place. Let's take a little over there. Did you guys hear that damn tariff speech? I heard a tariff speech. That guy is a freaking lunatic. I don't know who voted that fool into the thing. I'm not sure who decided 34 counts would make it would be a great idea to make 34 counts in charge of everything. I'm only referring to him as numbers. Either the number he was, 45, or the number he is, 34 counts. I don't even know who did that shit. And the people are trying to pretend like it's okay. Nothing's okay. Okay? It's not okay. Did you guys know that if you have 401k, let's go there. So in December, if you had a 401k that had $100,000 in it before 34 counts took office, and you had $100,000 and yours was following the S&P 500, let's say, that your 401k was tied to S&P 500, and you had $100,000. Since the time Trump has taken office, you've lost at least 7.1%. It was 4%. And then he did a tariff speech yesterday, and it dropped another 3%. Okay? So if you would have had $100,000 and it dropped to 4%, you would have had $93,600. So now you can take another 3% off of that. So you'd have about maybe $90,000. So you just lost $10,000 fucking with 34 counts, y'all. $10,000 fucking with 34 counts, plus your money in the 401k. When you go to access it, you're going to get taxed unless you're over 55 in most cases. And then it's all still going to get taxed as income. There's other places you can put your money that aren't so volatile, where at least if the freaking S&P drops 7.1%, your money is still protected and you would still at least have your whole 100,000, you know? I'm not saying you shouldn't have a 401k, but you might want to diversify the fuck out of your portfolio right now, messing with 34 counts, okay? You need to be diversified right now. Look at your 401ks, look at any monies that you have just sitting in these accounts that you were like, oh, that's good. Go recheck your stuff. Anything that's tied to the stock market, you lost a substantial amount of money for your retirement. And don't forget that when it comes time for you to, make that money back. So let's say, so you're down 7.5% right now from your retirement fund in your 401k. You're down 7.5%. Plus, it's if your 401k is at a company, if your company goes under, you don't have shit. Don't forget that. They don't have to pay you your shit. If the company goes bankrupt or closes or something, they can just take every single dime you've invested in your 401k. They could just take all of that shit. okay? That's another reason not to leave your money with these companies. There's other places you can put your money where it's safe, safe, safe. The places have never been out of business. And we could talk about that. But and people don't want to know. Hey, but it is tied to life insurance. That's the only way to not have your gains taxed, to not have your withdrawals counted as income, and then to pass your money on tax-free to your beneficiaries, okay? That's the only way. Your 401k isn't going to do that. That's going to get taxed heavily, and that money isn't going to last you. So like if you have $1 million in a 401k right now, well, you don't anymore, for one, because if it was tied to the S&P 500, then you don't have $1 million anymore. You have 7.5% less than your $1 million. And then that is going to get taxed, and then you're going to have maybe 7 years of living expenses off of that. That's usually, most 401ks only last about 7 to 10 years. That's not a retirement fund. That's 7 to 10 years of additional income. Retirement should sustain you for another 20 years, I feel. Because people are living longer and longer and longer. First thing I ask clients is, how long do you want to live? And then we reverse engineer from there. You want to live to 103? Bam. You want $10,000 a month? Bam. It looks like you're going to need $4.6 million to retire. How can we get that? Well, let's go look at these solutions over here. Bam. You might want to try a properly structured index universal life account, or you might want to try a properly structured fixed indexed annuity account. The key word that I'm using in everything I'm talking to you about is indexed. You guys go do your own due diligence and research, but if you want your money to grow and be protected, you're looking for an indexed account, okay? There's guaranteed gains and no losses in an indexed account, and it's in a law that's been codified into the IRS tax code. I mean, they won't codify nothing about Roe v. Wade, and they're not trying to codify you can't be a racist fuck, but they did codify that if you get specific life insurance policies, then all of these things are part of a codified law that can't be changed. Okay, that's how serious the Rockefellers, Carnegies, and JP Morgan Chase were about their money. And those are the three dudes that went to Congress in 1913 and came up with this whole indexed account concept in 1913. That's how the Rockefellers came to be the Rockefellers. They have the family bank. They use these tax codes, 7702A, to build huge, vastly lucrative indexed accounts, all attached to life insurance, okay? That's the only way to get the benefit. People are like, oh, you're just selling life insurance. No, bitch, it's a solution. It's beyond life insurance. It's the only way to get the benefit is to have it attached to the life insurance, okay? So, that was just a little switch. So that's just, if you want to really try to get around what 34 counts is doing, and you have a 401k, you may want to talk to a licensed financial professional in your area and talk about maybe rolling over a portion of that or all of it to a more secure place where your money won't just get chipped away by constantly diving S&Ps. They're like, oh, it's only down 4%, and now it's down another 3.5%. Well, to make up your money, so to make back, so that, the $100,000 that you would have had in your account in December would have dipped down to 93,600 in the first part of March before he did his tariff speech. Now, for you to be made whole, you have to not only make back the 4.5% to get you back to your 100,000, but now if there is a air quote gain, you really need the gain plus what you lost. So let's say it goes back up 5%, and people are like, see, I got my money back. But no, you didn't. You really only got 1% because the 4% made you whole, and now you're only gaining 1%. I hope you guys are following. And plus, in most of those cases, the returns are so volatile. I mean, there is a lot of money to be made in the stock market. People say the billionaires are born during recessions if you know how to do those stops and puts and option things in the back end. I don't really know about that stuff, but there is a lot of money to be made. And even 34 Counts made a lot of money during the 9/11. Remember when the stock market was crashing? He did a lot of trading on the stock market during 9/11 and made a lot of money off of burnt. Yeah. He made a lot of money that way. So there is a lot of money to be made, but if you don't like the risk, then you're going to be looking at an indexed accounts. Okay, so now, what do you guys think? Did you guys hear that Dr. Heavenly's son allegedly got arrested? Now, I talked to Dr. Heavenly about it. She said it's not true, but the people are still running with the stories, trying to make it so. There is not a mugshot for a Kimes boy. Excuse me. There is no mugshot for this alleged thing. It happened on a college campus where they said that somebody named David Kimes would have been, he was arrested for assaulting a police officer, and then it went to an indictment. And, you know, but Dr. Heavenly said she called the Damon Jr., and Damon was like, that's not me, Mom. And plus, she's like, she would have known. She would have had to be the one to go bail him out of jail. She would have had to. She's the one that has the money for the lawyer. So he wouldn't tell his mom and dad what happened. Really? I don't believe it for a minute. I just don't believe it. People want something to be wrong with the Kimes family so bad. They need something wrong with Heavenly Kimes family. They hate that a lady who used to be fat, who talks truth to everybody, who's not scared to tell it like it is, whose husband still loves her, and her kids still respect her. She's respected in the community. She has a long-standing practice that she employs people, and she gives back to the community. And I'm just not sure. They're like, oh, well, it's her tone. I know she tells the truth, but it's how she says it. And I'm just like, really? Some more with the tone police. You know, if people have enough time, go for it. Tone police all you want. Tone police. But it's okay for Mariah Huck to say everything the way that she says, but Dr. Heavenly can't say what she says the way she says it. That's bullshit. You're biased. You got a problem. I don't know if you're fat phobic. I don't know if you don't. I don't know. I don't know what your problem is that you feel like Dr. Heavenly doesn't deserve what she has, because that's another thing about it too. It's like, I feel like you guys feel like she doesn't deserve it, so something needs to be wrong with it and something bad needs to happen to it. It's just bizarre. I'm just about hashtag black love, hashtag black excellence. Every time I look over there, I'm like the living motherfucking Huxtables. They are the living Huxtables with no sex scandals, okay? And Lisa Bonet didn't come home pregnant as a teenager. No teenage pregnancies, no drugs. They were all in college. One's about to be a doctor. I think even Alora might go back to school at one point to be a dentist, you know? But everybody just wants something to be wrong so bad, so bad. And it's not. And then they're like, oh, Dr. Heavenly's lying. When have you guys known Dr. Heavenly to be a liar? That's the thing. Like, so she would pick, if there was a police report about her particular son, she would pick now to start lying about it. I don't think so. I haven't blown up a balloon in a minute. Let me continue to blow. Very good. Okay, that was another one. Okay. Did you guys hear that this Tao Xin was a black guy in Asia? Now, I don't know if Buddha himself was. Wait, who is this? This is Buddha. Buddha wasn't black, but Tao Xin was. I just saw a thing that said the first inhabitants of Ireland were black people with blue eyes. Did you guys hear about that? And that's why they have the name Black Irish. We were everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, so crazy. Okay, so what else is happening? We have I don't watch Southern Charm, but I did see that Vanita girl getting ready. I love her natural hair. Can I just talk about that for a second? I don't think that that's a weave or anything. I think that might be her natural freaking hair. And can I just say shout out to the black woman sporting her natural freaking hair in these streets. I loved every minute of it. I just was watching her get her hair done. It still had its texture. It had its thickness. I could see her scalp clearly. It was a very cute style. It reminded me of Candace Diller Bassett wears her real hair a lot. And it reminded me of Candace's hair. So I really appreciated that because I feel like, more black women should, really embrace their naturalness and believe in the beauty of the C4. You know what I'm saying? And, just embrace it. Not everything has to be silky straight. I mean, so I just really appreciate it when I finally see a Sestra embrace her roots, so to speak. Get it? Okay, speaking of roots, let's get to the freaking Sutton of it all. Because I told you guys how I feel like Sutton is Missy Ann from Roots. Did you guys go look at that yet? You know who Missy Ann was in Roots. It was the little girl that taught the little black girl the little white girl that taught the little black girl how to read and promised she would always, be there for her. And then was the one that told her secret that got her sold away from her family. Remember? Missy Ann. I got to get a different color balloon set for the boys' 17th birthday. I usually do a balloon pit for birthday parties. I just like balloons. I don't know. I'm almost feeling like Sutton even almost turned her back to Garcelle after Garcelle said that part about you said it was a chess move. She had to look over her shoulder to talk to Garcelle the next time because she had kind of turned her body. Those couches were ugly. The set colors were pretty, but the set was ugly. I don't know why they did that set. Who was in charge of that set? What even was that space? It was ugly. The colors, like I said, were pretty, but the couches were awkward. In the table, I don't like that table at Erica's house. It's not a nice table. That's just a freaking whatever. I don't know. It was just okay. I liked the set. Was it last year's set? Looked kind of good. I had the thing to blow these up and it wouldn't blow up. Yup, tariffs. He put tariffs on all the countries in the world. Is he trying to crash this? Is he trying to crash it on purpose so we could do a hard reset? Kind of feels like he's trying to do a hard reset. Why is he fucking with everybody? He is fucking with everybody. 34 fucking counts. 34 counts in K-hole. So weird. Blowing up a couple more balloons. Okay, what else is, I had, I don't have my computer down here. I guess I could go grab it. I could grab my computer because I had some things I wanted to show you. I was trying to multitask though. I really wanted to have these balloons blown up before 8. So you can have more of a balloon pit again. But yesterday I had 2 other sets of lungs helping me. And today I'm in here by myself. So, and plus I keep talking instead of using my air to fill balloons, I'm using my hot air to talk. So should I watch Southern Charm? I don't know. People want me to watch it. I can't. I do not want to get triggered. They be getting these ladies in the room and they be like talking harshly. I'm like, nope, not watching that. Not watching that. That's kind of Karen adjacent. Not watching that. She looks like she'll make a false police report. Not watching that. She looks like she'll call the police on a minor selling lemonade outside her hand because she don't have a permit. Not watching that. I really was into, has anybody been watching Beyond the Gates? That's the new soap opera. It is doing better than any other soap opera. And they are like, oh my God, all we had to do was have an all-black soap opera for people to watch. Yeah. And it is having such good reception right now. It is pretty good. It has a lot of OGs in it and some noobs. And the acting is questionable, but that's a soap opera for you. And I noticed a lot of them do a lot of expression with their eyes, like so their eyes get really big. And I'm like, it almost looks like it hurts. Some of them, I'm like, close them, close them, close them. Name them, name them. Nope, close them. And then I'm like, how hasn't Garcelle got a full-on freaking something? How did Sutty Sutton get a freaking... She has a endorsement for some gummy vitamins or something. All these nice deep breaths and deep breathing in the morning feels so good. That's what we were saying yesterday. If we just blow 20 balloons up every morning, you'll have your whole breath for the day. Blow up 20 balloons in the morning in a box breath, circle breath. Feel invigorated. Has anybody else tried my hug therapy? Like if you give yourself a hug right now, you're going to feel yourself tingle and you'll get a nice shock full of endorphins and dopamine and serotonin. You guys can release that in yourself at any time by just giving yourself a good squeeze of a hug. You just squeeze yourself, and then you let go and you'll feel tingly and good. Did you know that? It's kind of like playing with yourself, but not all the way. It's like foreplay for playing with yourself. Give yourself a nice little hug, a squeeze. There. What else can we talk about? Not much. I'm getting ready to go take these boys to the park, go play in the park. We're going to go meet up with this class because, you know, we do homeschool, but we have meetups on Fridays. So, and boy's birthday was yesterday. So we're gonna go take donut holes to the class and go have a meetup at the park. And then we're going to the first show, the matinee show in the D-box seats, you know, the ones that shake and rattle and you can hear the stereo extra and stuff. So we're going to the first show of the Minecraft movie. Yes, so we're still in birthday mode over here. Yep. 12 and 17, damn. Can't believe I have a 12-year-old, you guys. Wow. Can't believe I have a 17-year-old. That's why Dr. G wants to hurry up and have these damn babies. He's already 56. He gonna be 80 at the freaking, well, no, 56, that'd be 30. So if he's 50, how old is Dr. G? If he's 55, well, if he's 53, he'd be like 78 at the freaking graduation. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you how old I'm going to be at the 18-year-old's graduation. It's going to be under 60. But by the time the 12-year-olds graduates, I'm going to be there. I might be there. I'm definitely going to be there, but I'm talking about the age. But it's not going to be that age because I'm reversing in age. Ask Krista Marie. We're on the most benevolent timeline ever. Even with 34 counts and K-hole happening, we're on the most benevolent timeline ever. Everything that's happening, I figure it has to happen, right? Everything that's happening has to happen or else it wouldn't be happening. Because I'm not in control of shit. I can't make the shit happen or not happen. But what's happening is already happening. So it was already about to be happening. And I'm still good. So that means whatever is happening doesn't even have to affect me, really. If I'm still good, doing everything that I can in my orbit, then that's all that I can do. Because everything that's happening is still happening. Yep. So I don't have to let it affect my happy Friday. I don't have to let it affect my happy family. I don't have to. I can choose to allow it to, or I can observe that mess over there and keep it pushing in greatness over here, which is what I'm choosing to do. Because if I get too caught up in 34 counts and K-hole, ooh-wee, trying to figure out lunacy, ooh-wee. Who wants to try to figure out crazy? Who wants to try to figure out crazy? Nobody. That's the problem. You try to figure out crazy. That's why there are some Bible verses that come in handy. Be in this world, but not of it. Lean not unto your own understanding, because that means if you're trying to understand it, then you're leaning in there. Don't do that. That's a waste of time. Lean not unto your own understanding. Fuck it. Don't try to understand that. Right? Anyway, you guys, I was just coming on here for a minute. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 balloons blown up messing with you guys. I got more balloons to blow. And so I'll come back later maybe after we go do everything, after Party Central time, maybe after the movie. This afternoon I'll come back and do another live or something because I really wanted to demonstrate to you guys what's happening with your 401ks right now, because I really want to help people get in a better position with that for their families. Because Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That means we should be trying to get things set up so that not only our children have something, but that their children know that we left enough for them too. So, and that's what you do in life. I mean, that's what family is for. If you can get the table set so the next person can just sit down and eat, why fucking not? That's what life is for. Why not make it easier for the next person? I mean, that's literally why we invented the wheel, so the next people could get to their destination easier, right? So that's what we can do in our life too. Anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and make it the day that we deserve. Here, I'll turn it around real quick. I'm looking crazy in here. Hi. Let me see. I'm the only one looking at things that give me passive income. No, you're not the only one. Always, we should be having at least like 8 streams of income. diversifying your income, diversifying your savings. That's what they mean. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, okay? She looked like a Chiquita Banana, didn't she? Chiquita Banana. See, it's Birthday Central. Looks like Chiquita Banana. None of them like each other. They use each other, yes. And look, I had somebody new in here. Norina. Thanks for coming through. Anyway, you guys, I got balloons to blow. See you guys later. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the bell on your way out. Okay? See you in the next one.